Hi, I'm Cody DeGalorians,
And I'm Alex Giannini, and we're the program managers at the Westport Library.
and this is 10 Questions with short video conversations with some of our favorite authors while they and we are stuck at home.
These 10 questions are for Paul Tremblay. Say hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Cody, and hi, Alex. How you guys doing?
So Paul has won a bunch of awards, including the Bram Stoker, the British Fantasy, and the Massachusetts Book Awards, and he's the author of, and I have my, I got some show and tell, The Cabinet, The End of the World, which is terrifying. A Head Full of Ghosts, which is terrifying in a different way. Growing Things, which is just an awesome short story collection. It's one of my favorite books of this past year, and everyone should check this out. I'm going to throw in a gem because Floating Boy and the Girl Who Couldn't Fly is a real under-the-radar Paul Tremblay book, and it is so good. So check these out. These are all on the library's 3M, and obviously available at independent bookstores, and you should support your local independent bookstore. So Paul's new book, Survivor Song, comes out in July, and so far I think I've entered 10 different Goodreads competitions to get an advance copy of this with a bunch of fake email addresses, and I'm over. So anyway, we were super looking forward to Survivor Song, so keep an eye out for that. That'll be in July. So Paul, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm a big fan. Obviously, last summer was my first time going to the Story Fest. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
No, I had a blast, and hopefully we get to do it again in September.
We're fingers crossed. So, first question. So, which project of yours should people grab while they're stuck at home?
I guess I'll go with A Head Full of Ghosts, because I kind of feel like it's probably story-wise the most different than what's happening to us, and I think you get to enjoy a little nostalgia, escapism, into even like almost like a breakdown of the history of the genre within the horror genre within the story, which I think people might find fun. Cabinet at the End of the World, if you or someone who wants to like lean into what's happening now, including a reference, in that book that I wrote in 2017, there was a reference to our current president gutting the CDC. Anyway. So I probably shouldn't even mention it. Yeah, so go Head Full of Ghosts. Head Full of Ghosts. It'd be more fun.
How about a go-to book that you're leaning into right now that's written by somebody else?
So I felt like there was one like after the first week or so of quarantine that helped pull me out of like the reading funk, because I was trying to read some books and I just couldn't concentrate. So I did a reread of Peter Straub's The Throat, which is one of my favorite books of his, and it was just such a pleasure and joy. He's such an amazing writer on a sentence level, and it was I was able to get lost into that story, and thank you, Peter, for doing that. I'm going to throw a second one out there because I'm currently very much enjoying Roberto Bolaño's The Savage Detectives, which I don't know, I think Peter and Bolaño similarly, like with their sort of labyrinthine plot structures and big long sentences, they have a lot more in common, I think, than maybe even I just realized until now.
What about a go-to album or music you're listening to right now?
So my go-to would be Husker Du's New Day Rising. I could even use that first song as a theme. It's both a little like, punk, fist raised in the air, but also hopefully, it's angry, but it's also maybe like dares to be a little bit hopeful too. But I'll also admit to, like, if I really want to go escapism, I'm going to turn into my 12-year-old self and go way back and listen to Def Leppard's High and Dry.
Yeah. How about a go-to movie or a TV show you're binging? And it's okay to say Tiger King. No one's saying Tiger King.
Yeah, I don't know if I call it my go-to. I definitely watched it. It's funny. My go-to, like, especially in the first few weeks, was watching, like, comfort shows like Mythbusters. I've probably seen them all. I've been watching like some of that sort of reality TV. It's almost like, oh, there's people doing normal things. I've been watching The Zoo on like Animal Planet. And I've been trying to I've been watching new movies because I've done some podcasts that wanted to talk about them. But if I were to go just watch a movie for myself to like re-fall into, it'd probably be Memento. It's an all-time favorite, and No, it's different, a different problem than what's going on now. So I'm looking for escapism.
What about a go-to beverage right now?
Well, so this is a cup of tea. I would say my favorite, if I have to save it for the morning though, because it's super caffeinated, is Scottish morning. Is it Scottish morning? Yeah, Scottish morning tea. It's basically an English breakfast tea, but a little bit even more high octane. Right now, this is a green tea. So now tea has been my beverage of choice.
How about a go-to work from home outfit to go along with the tea?
I'm wearing it. So usually like a hoodie. This is my Overlook Hotel hoodie. Yeah, a quarantine hoodie, if there ever was one. And before we started recording, I had mentioned that I have not worn pants with a zipper or a buckle or a belt in a month. So it's been a hoodie, and because it's still been kind of cold, and joggers or sweatpants.
How about a go-to place you'd rather be right now?
Oh, that list is so long. I would really want to be, especially with the spring coming, at a soccer field watching my daughter play soccer. So it would make her super happy too. I would also want to be at the relatively new pub down the street that opened up like a year and a half ago that my wife and I would go to. We've been to a bunch of times, mainly because they have a jukebox that's controlled by an app. And so you can have like jukebox wars. Like, I enjoyed that part of it. I just got a kick that I was the jerk in the bar playing like Future of the Left, McCluskey's, and like seeing people like, what the hell is this song? Like, ha ha ha, I have control.
How about a go-to time waster?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I have. I mean, besides just like staring off into the void of dread. I don't know if it's necessarily a time waster, but I'm enjoying, taking my dog for a walk. I mean, I need it. It's exercise, and she needs it too. And I usually listen to some sort of audiobook while I'm walking too, just because I can't just have my head by itself yet. I won't allow it.
What about a go-to person you'd like to hear answer these questions?
I'm going to cheat. Like I've been giving you already multiple answers for some of these. So I'm going to give you John Langan, a dear friend, who I think would have good answers and you guys would probably like to talk to. And let's go international. How about Mariana Enriquez? Wonderful writer. She wrote one of my favorite books of the last decade, Things We Lost in the Fire. And I've had the opportunity to talk to her online a little bit. She seems super cool, so I'd like to hear what she would say.
How about a go-to nostalgia bomb that brings you to a happy place?
Man, I knew this question was coming. I have had a hard time coming up with a nostalgia bomb besides 6 months ago. So that counts nostalgia. But no, I mean, it's funny. Like most everybody, I've been doing a lot of Zoom talks with family and friends, and people have been posting up like older pictures. So just sort of reveling in the older pictures of stuff like that. But if you're gonna go like full nostalgia, it hasn't happened yet. But I'm sure if I walked by the television and some of my favorite shows from the 80s were on, like if MASH was on, I would probably sit down and start watching it, or Taxi or something like that.
So how can people find you online if they like to hunt you down?
Hunt me down? No. Well, I'm on Twitter. It's my hand, and Instagram. I'm probably most active there now. Those two places at Paul G. Tremblay. The G is a holdover because my father is Paul, different middle initial, Tremblay. So I didn't want to ever be accused of being a junior. I'm not a junior. And my website's paultremblay.net. But yeah, or bookstores and libraries, virtual or real. I'm not there, but the things I wrote are there, I suppose. Maybe I'm there. I'm Legion.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us a little bit and answering these questions for us. We really appreciate you taking a little time out for us. Sure, my pleasure. Thanks. So if you want to rewatch this video or check out any of the others in the 10 question series, you can head over to the Westport Library's website, which is westportlibrary.org, and check out any of the other videos we have there. So thanks again, Paul. Thanks, guys.